with me. Walk with me.
Good evening, Cedar Falls. Welcome to tonight's regularly scheduled council meeting for Monday, April 6, 2026. I'll call this meeting in order. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Schultz.
Here.
Latta.
Here.
Nagel.
Here.
Hallbaker.
Here.
Fairbanks.
Here.
Chrisman. Here. Dunn. Here. All members present.
Thank you. If willing and able, would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll look for a motion to approve regular meeting minutes from March 16th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any conversation? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Madam Clerk, any agenda revisions on file tonight?
I have no agenda revisions.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That moves us to special presentations. Tonight we have a special presentation from the Iowa League of Cities. I'd welcome Mike Armstrong to the podium to discuss this recognition. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you all
my
so
way to
much
your
for
direction.
having me. So I'm Mike Armstrong. I'm the communications coordinator with the Iowa League of Cities. We're a statewide organization that supports cities of all sizes across Iowa. One of the things that I love that we do, that we work with the Iowa Mayors Association on, is that we do a 7th grade essay contest where we ask students what they would write, answering the question, if I were mayor of my hometown. And we got 350 submissions this year from across the state. We've been running this for 10 years, and we always have such engaging, fascinating answers. And this is, I was here last year for this too, so whatever y'all are doing in your public schools is doing great. So I'm here with Sophia Tabay. She is not only a district winner, but our grand prize winner. And with our partnership with Snyder and Associates, that comes with a $500 scholarship. But our panel of mayors from across Iowa found that this essay about resilient infrastructure, locally driven economic development, and affordable housing really blew them away with its depth, with its insight, with its thoughtfulness, and most of all, its love for its hometown and demonstration of that value. So I'm very happy to be here today, and I would allow our Mayor Pro Tem to take over at this point and present our award.
Sophia, do you want to come on? Sophia and I have something in common today. We both get to be mayor for a day. So, Sophia, I'd like to congratulate you. You are now, as Mike said, the second person from Cedar Falls in as many years has received this recognition. Mayor Loddick expresses his sincere apologies that he couldn't be here to present this to you in person. I know this is one of his favorite things to present. We're all very proud of you here in Cedar Falls. I'd like to give you this award. Congratulations. Give you a round of applause. Thanks, Mike. Okay. That'll move us to public forum, where speakers will have up to one opportunity to speak up to 5 minutes on topics relevant to city business. If your agenda item is on the agenda, or your comments are related to an agenda item tonight, we'll ask you to please wait until that agenda item comes up. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak this evening? Name and address for the record, please.
T.W. Ingham, I'm speaking tonight on behalf of the Human Rights Commission. Just giving a quick update about a new legislation that passed as of March 10th of this year. It was submitted to everybody's email so that way you guys have it, regarding Senate File 579 relating to local laws implementing the Iowa Civil Rights Act. Main things that are touching on the Civil Rights Act and things that the city of Cedar Falls should know about is, unlike the previous provisions in the Civil Rights Act, where cities and local governments had the authority to enact legislation and ordinance that provided civil protections that go above and beyond what state protections were, as of March 10th, that ability has been restricted. So in Section 1, Section 216.19, the section underlined of the new subsection stating, a city or local government shall not enact any ordinance or other law which is broader or has different categories of unfair or discriminatory practices than those provided in this chapter. The main example from last year's legislation was the removal of gender identity as a protected class within the state of Iowa. Many cities and local governments within the state either already had city ordinances or then enacted city ordinances protecting those classes within their cities. That ability to do so has been taken away from the city of Cedar Falls at this point. Other items, new subsection 11 on what's listed as page 2. The term of a commissioner appointed to a local agency or local commission shall be for 2 years. As of right now, the city of Cedar Falls has city ordinance where human rights commissioners are appointed for periods of 3 years. I don't know how this applies, whether it is retroactive, how it applies. That is the only statement within this legislation regarding that. I'm not a lawyer, and so I'm not sure how that affects that moving forward. Basically wanted to update the city elected officials on this new legislation and how it affected it, primarily the removal of the ability of city ordinance to provide protections above and beyond what the state of Iowa does. I know this is public comment, but as an authority of the Human Rights Commission, I'd like to offer if anybody has any questions for me regarding this Senate file, if that's appropriate. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you, DW.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. Anyone else for public comment this evening? Seeing none, we'll close the public forum and move to staff updates. I don't believe we have any staff updates for this evening. Okay. Move to special order of business. Item number 2 is a public hearing on proposed plans, specifications, and estimate of cost for the 2026 sidewalk infill and repair project. Do I have a motion to receive and file proof of publication of the hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk, any written communications on file?
I have no written communications.
Thank you. That moves to staff comments. Staff comments for this evening by Parker Kearns. Parker, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. Tonight's public hearing is for the proposed plan, specification, and estimate of costs and quantities for the 2026 sidewalk infill and repair project. This project shall consist of construction and replacement of Portland cement sidewalks in various locations in the city, minor grading, miscellaneous curb and gutter replacement, replacement of pedestrian ramps, and site restoration to meet the requirements of the American Disabilities Act. The specific areas of work are as follows: East 20th Street from State Street to the Cedar Prairie Trail, Green Hill Road from Cedar Heights Drive to Green Creek Road, Lloyd Lane from 4507 Algonquin Drive to North Drive, and Sidewalk Zone 8 for ADA ramp repairs. The total estimated cost of construction for this project is $203,400.85. This project will be fully funded by general obligation bonds. The engineering division recommends approving the plan specifications and estimate of cost and quantities for the 2026 sidewalk infill and repair project, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you, Parker. Any questions for Parker?
Mr. Mayor,
Kearns.
I would have I just have a question about one of the locations on
Yeah.
Green Hill Drive.
Yep.
From Cedar Heights to Green Creek. Is that on the south side of the road?
Yes, that will be on the south side of the road.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good. Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move it up to public comments. Anyone from the public would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing and look for a resolution approving and adopting the plans, specifications, and an estimate of cost for the 2026 sidewalk infill and repair project. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion? Second?
Hannah, then.
Hannah and Mr. Fairbanks, very good. Any additional discussion or comments? Seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. Moves us to the consent calendar. The following items will be acted upon by voice vote on a single motion without separate discussion unless someone from the council or public requests that a specific item be considered separately. Are there any requests from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Number 4. Any other items? Seeing none, I'll look for a motion to approve items 3 through 8 other than number 4, please. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries. Moves us to item number 4. Receive and file the resignation of T.W. Ingham as member of Human Rights Commission. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion from council? From the public?
Thank you. T.W. Ingham, no longer of the Human Rights Commission. Just wanted to publicly state after almost 3 years on the Human Rights Commission, just how much I enjoyed my time on the commission. I'm not leaving with any ill intent or any ill feelings. Everyone that I've worked with has been absolutely fantastic, especially on the commission, and the people that we've gotten to meet and grow, and the way things have changed over the last couple of years have been challenging. The legislation last year and then again this last month have been extremely challenging with the way the Human Rights Commissions have worked across the state. And so that and just personal things have just led me to this decision to resign. I think the commission is in a good place. Our leadership with Crystal and with Rosa as chair and vice chair are fantastic. and I look forward to the work that they do. I think everyone should go onto the website, Facebook page, communicate with them. They should still be the resource for anything human rights issues, and there is now an opening, so people should join. But I just wanted to thank everybody. The city of Cedar Falls and I will definitely continue to advocate for human rights, and you will not be rid of me, I promise. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, TW.
Appreciate your service. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Any other public comment on this item? Seeing none, bring it back to council. This requires a voice vote, please. All those in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion carries. That brings us to the resolution calendar. The following items will be acted upon by roll call vote on a single motion without separate discussion unless someone from the council or public requests a specific item be considered separately. Are there any such requests from council?
May I pull item 17, please?
17?
I
Any
had
other?
17 also, yeah, that was
Okay.
it. Which one?
17,
14, 15.
14, and 15? Any other from council? Seeing none. Any from the public? Also seeing none. We'll look for a vote approving items number 9 through 32, other than 14, 15, and 17, please. Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
It requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moves to item number 14, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a contract for grant award with Cedar Falls Housing Trust Fund 2, CFHTF, relative to a tenant-based rent and deposit assistance program. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Remember who pulled this item? Mr. Fairbanks.
No, having come from the Housing Commission, it's good to see that some of the stuff moving through that we've worked on for a long time, especially the trust fund. So it goes along with number 15 as well, so thank you.
Any additional comments from council? Seeing none from the public. Also seeing none requires a roll call vote, please. Craig.
Great.
All members voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moves to item 15, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of a contract for grant award with Cedar Falls Housing Trust Fund 2, CFHTF, relative to an owner-occupied repair program. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Mr. Fairbanks, 15?
No, just same comment on the Housing Commission getting to do some things that weren't there when I first started. So thank you.
Additional comments from council? Seeing none, any from the public? Also seeing none requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. We move to item 17, resolution approving a College Hill Neighborhood Overlay District design review for a construction of a new duplex located at 2110 to 2112 Iowa Street. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Ms. Dunn.
That was me. So I know this project has been worked on by the property owner and staff, and I'm grateful for that. I know it's obviously passed through planning and zoning to get here. I do know that there was, I believe, maybe some concerns, I think maybe that we all received from the citizens or the public. You know, I know it meets the code. But I've heard comments about, you know, maybe dressing, there was a comment maybe about another property in the overlay that had some masonry work and stuff, and as I understand it from staff, that was something that that property owner had on their own decided to add when they built that recent duplex. So I guess I'm just curious if there's anything we could do to add to the character, I guess. I may not be putting that correctly, but to add to this proposed property, maybe to well, I guess add some character to it. The concern I've heard from a citizen is just, I don't want to say it. If we could dress it up a little, is there any room for that? I guess is what I'm asking, mainly from staff, or if can we reach out to the property owner, who I don't believe is here tonight? Dr. Sheets?
Yes, we can reach out to the applicant and indicate if council would like us to request some additional exterior enhancements. We can make that request. That would probably postpone it. It might take longer than even the next meeting. It would possibly be a May meeting by the time you work through that, just to give that timeline information.
And obviously, maybe I'm the only one that has, that concern. I don't want to say I didn't share that concern when that resident reached out. I'm very grateful for the project. I'm grateful for the work that the property owner and staff have done, but wondering if there's any room for additional work. But maybe I'm the only person on council that's concerned about that.
Attorney Rogers, procedurally, if we were to ask staff to reach out on behalf of council, we would need to have a consensus on that. Is that?
You may give direction, but the motion on the floor is approval, so someone would have to make a motion to postpone action on it to a date specific.
Okay. Thank you. Additional comment? Go ahead, Karen.
The other thing I would add is that, maybe giving a little more specific direction, and then we'd need to take it back to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their review as well. And we certainly can do that. There's always ways to dress things up and some additional things that could be done to the building, and I'm sure we could ask the applicant if they're willing to do that.
Thank you.
Karen, I have a question. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Could I?
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, all we can do is ask, though, right? I mean,
The
our assessment is they're otherwise compliant with the overlay in the code, right?
Well, the overlay standards are rather subjective, as you
Yeah.
know, and that's one of the reasons we're doing the code rewrite, is to get more clear and objective standards, so it's really clear whether they've met or not. The standards that are in the College Hill overlay are things like consistent with the character of the area. They talk about the design and architecture has to be similar to other homes in the area as to, roof pitch and architectural features and that sort of thing. So we try to work with the applicants to try, this application came in and we went back and forth with them a number of times to, make it similar to a style in the neighborhood and
Right.
To put the front porches on it and that sort of thing. So there's always more that could be done, I'm sure, to dress it up a little bit more. And it's a duplex, so it's a larger building, but we tried to have them articulate the facade, so there was clearly, 2 units there. So, so it is subjective. So certainly you can have a different opinion about those subjective standards and say, we don't feel like it went far enough.
Right, understood. Thank you.
Mr. Fairbanks.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. Having reviewed the College Hill overlay that's being worked on, I guess a question would be, and then there was concern about garages being not in front, which this one does not have. So I assume that the citizen has made that decision based on trying to do that. I'm sure that was not a cheap move for him to make. My biggest concern is that if we get too restrictive, that nothing will happen. Yeah, would I like to have more on it? Sure. I mean, I like my custom homes with lots of different textures and stuff, but my biggest concern is that there hasn't been a lot going on except for these kinds of things. And certainly there has to be a way to move forward on this particular project until that comes in. But my biggest question was, would this be approved under the College Hill proposal being presented?
We didn't specifically review it under the new standards, so I can't, you're putting me on the spot just a little bit here.
Sorry.
But there are probably some articulation things that would be a little bit different, a little more distinct in the articulation of the front building wall. As you say, the garages are on an existing alley, so they don't have to build an alley. The alley's already there. The
Right.
garages are off the alley. There's probably some open space they would have, some yard space they don't have right now, because they chose to attach the garages to the house, and that takes a lot of the rear yard space. So there would be an open space requirement with the new code to make sure there's some amenity, some yard space for the tenants. This one doesn't have a lot of yard space left because a lot of it's taken up with the rear driveways.
Is that more because the lot sizes in that area are extremely smaller?
This is a pretty good sized lot.
Is it?
So standard lot, it's 132 feet deep.
Sure.
With access off the alley. So,
I just know with a lot of those lots, when you go
Yeah,
and
you're
look
right.
at them, they're very restrictive. I know there's something in this new overlay code that's coming that talks about expanding onto adjacent lot to make lots larger, and maybe that would help alleviate it, but I don't have a problem with the project. It's a typical four-square project, the way I see it. A lot of them didn't have masonry on them. Would I like it to be nicer? Always. But thank you.
Additional comments or questions for staff?
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead, Gil.
the reason I was going to pull this one, Karen, was looking at the P&Z meeting. There is appears to be parking on the slab that's there for the house that's to the south of it, without other additional parking for that residence there. Do you know if the people that are developing this also own that, or is that going to create? Chris, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yes, the owner does own the property to the south. At least from what I understand, they have the parking that they need for that property otherwise. So that driveway is not necessarily an important piece to our analysis.
And I was looking on the drawing. Is there a there's sidewalk going to the south, but there's one more lot to the north that does not have sidewalk. Will there be sidewalk in front of here to get their trash cans to the front, or is this going to be, I don't think it's going to be alley pickup for garbage, right?
No, there will be sidewalk that runs the entire width of this property, and you're correct. There's not a sidewalk to attach to or to connect to on the property to the north. That's an infill that we'll have to think about otherwise with our engineering department.
And Mr. Heath isn't here, but maybe someone else knows. Is there a timeline on the alley? You can always put more rock on the alley, but it's going to really increase the traffic in this alley. Is there?
That's a good question. I can't speak to that.
I don't have that information in front of me, but that's something I can get to you. So I don't know if it's in the program or not right now.
Okay. Additional questions for staff? Seeing none, we'll open up for public comment. Is there any public comment for this item? Seeing none, bring it back to council. Any additional discussion?
So I too received some concerned emails, and I agree. I think that there is a lot of opportunity in this neighborhood to better it in all types of ways. I used to live in this neighborhood, and I have a great appreciation for it. I think that this particular duplex does fit the code, and I think it is meeting the character standards as written, but I'm looking forward to those code updates so that we can have a little more specificity. And I think that, we receive these comments and then we're able to consider that in that specificity of our code. I am also excited for depending on the CIP, of course, potentially getting some bids for having an architect design those pre-approved housing designs. I think that would help to avoid some of these things because we will know exactly what those plans are. And it sounds like they were just looking for a building that would fit this space. And so we might be able to provide that, and they could be really attractive. So I think that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That motion carries. It moves us to bills and claims. Is there a motion to allow bills and claims for April 6, 2026?
So moved. Second.
Motion and seconded. Requires any comment from council or public? Seeing none, requires a roll call vote, please.
All members voting aye.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The motion carries. Any council updates or announcements for this evening? Seeing none, no pressing referrals, none that have been submitted. Very good. I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Requires a voice vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.